Previously, Akamitsu Akagami was a complete loner. He never tried to make any friends because whenever people learned he was from the Akagami family, they assumed he was a womanizer like his infamous father. To avoid girls, he decided to join a temple, only to find many beautiful girls living there. Akamitsu tried to leave but discovered his father owed them 20 million yen in debt. To repay the debt, he decided to work at the temple. Later, he discovered that the temple's financial condition was very bad, and one of the girls, Yuzuki, was trying to save it by becoming a priest. However, she is too young for that, so she is buying time by getting engaged to a high-ranking monk from another temple. Now, let's continue. The next day, they all gathered to pound rice. Kagura cleverly sent Miya in a rabbit costume, calling it penance. Akamitsu became upset seeing her in such attire and tried to change her clothes, using the cold as an excuse. So Kagura made them stand together. Then Tsukuyo arrived, also dressed in a rabbit costume, and accused Akamitsu of forcing her to wear it by threatening her. Seeing both of them in rabbit costumes, Akamitsu started getting attracted. When Yuzuki asked the reason for this, Akamitsu claimed it was penance. However, when he realized it wasn't penance, he understood it was another one of Kagura's tricks to drive him away. The next day, dressed in new clothes, they all went to a temple to celebrate the new year. Everyone started roaming around the market happily. Yuzuki mentioned that due to being busy at this time of the year, they had not been able to celebrate for many years. She promised to dedicate her life to saving the temple. Hearing this, Akamitsu remembered his promises to Yuzuki and decided to give his answer to Courage. Courage recalled how Miya's family had sent her on a mission to make Miya an erotic queen. When she tried and failed, Courage asked her mother to send them to a temple in Japan, hoping that being away from men would create an attraction in Miya's mind. Miya's mother agreed on the condition that Miya would have relationships with 100 men in Japan and that Courage would record everything and send it back. If they failed, they would be called back. After arriving at the temple, Kagura used to take photos of Miya with herself, change them with boys, and send them to her mother. Everything was going well until Akamitsu arrived. Kagura noticed that Miya had started developing feelings for him, which was strictly forbidden in Miya's family. That's why she offered to pay off Akamitsu's debt, but he rejected her offer because he had promised to always support Miya. Mentioning this promise made Kagura angry at Akamitsu because he failed to understand Miya's feelings. Realizing Kagura's anger was out of genuine concern for Miya, Akamitsu tried to explain she really cares about Miya, but Kagura kicked him hard and rejected his words. Akamitsu was so scared by her beating that he started trembling whenever he heard Kagura's name. To reconcile them, Miya brought Akamitsu to Kagura, hoping they would become good friends. Kagura praised Akamitsu in front of Miya, but he hid behind Miya out of fear. Seeing this, Miya left them both in the warehouse and locked the door from outside. Inside the warehouse, Kagura asked Akamitsu why he was hiding her secret from Miya. Akamitsu replied that he considered her a friend and did not want to fight with her. This gave Kagura a wicked idea, to make Akamitsu fall in love with Miya and take him back with her. After breaking the door and getting out of the warehouse, Kagura decided to make Akamitsu her friend. The next day, when Akamitsu and Miya are talking, Tsukuyo is surprised to see them together. Kagura then shows Tsukuyo a video implying that Akamitsu and Miya are in love. After watching the video, Tsukuyo goes into deep thought and realizes that Miya might indeed have feelings for Akamitsu. She calls Miya into a room to question her. When Tsukuyo asks if she loves Akamitsu, Miya denies it, saying she just likes him and wants to spend her whole life with him. This convinces Tsukuyo and Kagura that Miya does love Akamitsu, so they tie her up with a rope. Shortly after, Akamitsu enters the room and sees Miya tied up. Seeing Tsukuyo's face red with embarrassment, he asks what is going on. Tsukuyo asks Kagura to show him the video. At that moment, Courage enters with a camera. After watching the video, she quickly understands that they are playing some sort of game. Akamitsu then explains that they were just pretending to wrestle, clearing up Tsukuyo's misunderstanding. The next day, while cooking, Akamitsu discovers that there isn't a single grain of rice left in the house and they have no money either, so he shouts loudly in frustration. Hearing his shout, Mia and Yuzuki come to see what happened. After learning that the rice is finished, they decide to go out and ask for rice donations. They visit many houses, offering to do household chores in exchange for rice, but still, they don't receive any donations. Eventually, Yuzuki takes them to the house of an old donor. The donor, understanding their plight, tells them to take rice from her storehouse. Akamitsu thanks her, mentioning that everyone else had refused to donate rice. The donor explains that during Yuzuki's mother's time, everyone used to give their donations on time. However, since she left for the main temple, people have become uncertain about the future of Mikazuki Temple. With this understanding, they return to the temple with many bags of rice donations. The next day, Kiki calls Akamitsu and Yuzuki to discuss something important. With a serious tone, she informs them that to proceed with the Takudo ceremony, they must fix the principal figure's broken neck, which will cost at least $50 trillion. The room fills with a sense of worry. However, Yuzuki confidently states that the money will be arranged. When questioned about her unrealistic optimism, Yuzuki explains that Kijo is already aware of their poor financial condition yet has challenged them by holding the ceremony at their temple. She asserts that if she can't face this challenge, she'll never be able to handle the responsibilities of the head priest in the future. Thus, Yuzuki believes the money will surely be arranged. Akamitsu, not wanting to place the entire burden of arranging the money on Yuzuki, starts looking for work online. However, he realizes he needs a mobile number to register. So, he goes to Yuzuki to ask for her mobile phone. When Yuzuki opens the door wearing a maid's costume, Akamitsu is stunned by her beauty and momentarily distracted by her outfit. Despite this, he manages to ask her for the phone. Upon learning that Akamitsu wants the phone to leave his training and find work, Yuzuki refuses to give it to him, revealing her plan to work at 5 or 6 places herself to arrange the money. Suddenly, Yuzuki notices herself in the mirror and realizes she is wearing a maid costume. She explains to Akamitsu that she borrowed the costume from a friend to wear but fell asleep after searching for a maid job. When Akamitsu sees how tired she is, Yuzuki lies down and challenges him to massage her to sleep. As soon as he touches her, Akamitsu realizes just how exhausted she is and begins to massage her like a professional. However, when Tsukuyo passes by, she hears their voices and assumes they are making love inside the room. Bursting in, she finds them wrestling instead. They argue, and Yuzuki insists that Akamitsu shouldn't interfere in her work. Angered, Akamitsu asks Tsukuyo to go out with him. Initially, Tsukuyo thinks he is joking, but despite her doubts, she dresses up in her favorite clothes and waits for Akamitsu outside the temple. Akamitsu arrives in casual clothes, and the two go out for a walk. When Tsukuyo asks about his dating plans, Akamitsu explains that he is heading to the store to buy a phone and needs her help. At the phone store, Akamitsu buys a phone and opts for a couple's plan to save money. On the way back, Tsukuyo musters the courage to exchange mobile numbers with Akamitsu. Meanwhile, Yuzuki regrets her behavior with Akamitsu. Determined to apologize, she seeks him out, but, upon seeing him laughing with Tsukuyo, she runs away without saying anything. Akamitsu, realizing his own mistake, also tries to talk to Yuzuki. However, before he can approach her, Kiki stops him and brings him to a secluded room to ask about his troubles. Akamitsu explains everything that happened between him and Yuzuki. Just then, Courage informs them that someone wants to perform a worship ritual named Raidon at their temple. Hearing this, Kiki runs off quickly, hoping to earn a lot of money from the worship. Unfortunately, by the time she arrives, the person has already left. Yuzuki blames herself for the man's departure but remains hopeful that further training will help her improve. However, Kiki refuses to provide further training without explaining why. The next day, with nothing to do, Yuzuki decides to clean the temple but discovers that Akamitsu has already done the job. Feeling completely useless, she goes to the market to look for work. When a stranger tries to offer her a high-paying job, she panics and runs away. On the other hand, Akamitsu is pleading with Kiki to forgive Yuzuki, but Kiki refuses. Then he gets a call from Tsukuyo, who tells him that Yuzuki has gone missing. Hearing this, Akamitsu sets out to find her in the heavy rain. After searching for many hours, He finds her dejected and alone under the same bridge. Shocked by her state, Akamitsu brings her back home. Once she regains consciousness, they apologize to each other. Akamitsu earnestly requests Yuzuki to make him a part of all the joys and sorrows of her life. Hearing his words, Yuzuki's eyes fill with tears of joy, and she thanks him wholeheartedly. Then the other girls join them and assure Yuzuki that the responsibility of saving the temple is not hers alone but theirs as well. Moved by their support, Yuzuki tells Kiki that she has realized her mistake. Seeing her sincerity, Kiki agrees to train her again. Later, Yuzuki tells Akamitsu that she will no longer try to save the temple on her own. Instead, she will work together with everyone to ensure its future. She has even started asking for donations from people. Yuzuki has overcome her weakness, and Akamitsu has found a beautiful family, leaving his loneliness behind. What will happen next? We'll find out in the next season. If you enjoyed any part of this story, don't forget to like and share the video.